Ladies and gents, welcome back. It seems Justin Trudeau has found his political adversary for the next general election. Justin Trudeau himself. Yeah, you thought I was going to say Pierre Poilievre. He does look like he may be the one to win the next election, but Trudeau's main adversary is, of course, himself. And this is coming on, well, the policies that he put forward and, well, just the fruits of that labor. Now we have some clips here to go through. Here's Justin Trudeau versus Justin Trudeau over the past 8 years.
A Liberal government will prioritize significant new investment in affordable housing.
Far too long, a first home has been out of reach for far too many. It's time to change that.
And I'll be blunt as well. Housing isn't a primary federal responsibility.
Whoa, okay, copyright claims here. We're out of money, or you're out of money. He's out of touch, says Pierre Poilievre in this new campaign ad. Now, this is a serious thing, as Justin Trudeau has been coming out saying housing isn't a federal responsibility. This isn't actually primarily their job. Now, he's made it their job over the past 8 years, and he's, well, really ruined that any prospects of making things better. Now, Tracy Wilson on Twitter saying, why do we have a federal minister of housing? When you create the problem, it's incumbent on you to find solutions. We're on our own, Canada. Basically, everybody is hooped thanks to Justin Trudeau. Now, Pierre Poilievre making a good speech yesterday. I'll leave a link in the description down below where you can watch the whole 16-minute speech that he gives. But this is Pierre actually coming out. This is the Pierre that a lot of people want to see, the Pierre that people are rooting for to win the next election, not the Pierre that apologizes for being in proximity of people that he may or may not agree with, or may not, woke people may not like the things on their t-shirts. But hey, this is the Pierre that people want to see, and these are the words that come out of his mouth when he's doing well.
After 8 years, Justin Trudeau's running out of people to blame. I just finished a tour of Canada, and I was impressed by the incredible courage of Canadians who are suffering the misery that Trudeau has imposed on them. At 8 years, housing costs have doubled. The cost of living is rising. Crime, chaos, drugs, and disorder are common in our streets, and those streets are increasingly filled with homeless people stuck living in tents because of the doubling of housing costs.
So this is Pierre actually getting to the gist of a lot of the issues that Canadians have, that the politicians in Canada have been largely ignoring for so long. And these are real issues for real Canadians across the board. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle you end up on, whether you're an NDP voter, Liberal voter, Conservative voter, or Independent, it doesn't matter. These are real issues that have been largely ignored. But of course, this turns into a contentious thing with Justin Trudeau saying that Pierre Poilievre is drumming up fear and hatred to attract votes. Really, really interesting thing for Justin Trudeau to say after what he did with the pandemic, to drum up fear and hatred. But nonetheless, these are the things that he had to say about Pierre Poilievre's campaign.
That yes, there are challenges around the cost of living. But you don't solve problems by scaring people, by stirring up anger. He's hoping that he's going to be able to get votes out of it, but that's not how you build a stronger economy. Confident communities, confident countries invest in themselves. His solution on anything is cut housing supports, cut dental supports, bring forward a two-tier healthcare. You haven't heard him talk about the investments we're making in healthcare because he doesn't want to have anything to say about that. Because these are real measures that are going to be helping Canadians. His answer to everything is cuts and be angry. That's not Canada. That's not how we build a stronger future.
I just have to jump in here because, well, he's had 8 years to make those things better, and they've all gotten worse, all of them. But here he is drumming up this campaign, this new campaign thing. It seems that his idea for campaigning against Pierre Poilievre, because Pierre's honestly doing well in the polls, and we'll see that later in the video here. But he's scared. He's scared of losing in the next election here.
On how we've gotten through the challenging times we've had in the past. Canadians roll up their sleeves and get to work and build.
Roll up their sleeves.
And invest in themselves and their communities. That's what we do. We partner with people. We don't pick fights with mayors.
Oh, you don't?
That's where the anger that he is drumming up is dangerous for Canadians.
Dangerous.
Who would much rather work hard and build a strong future than throw up their hands and say, oh, it's all terrible, it's all broken. Let's all stay home. No, that's not who Canadians are. So I won't be stirring up anger. I will be pointing out where his proposals are irresponsible and unserious. But I will stay focused on solving the challenges Canadians are facing rather than exploiting them for political gain.
Again, he's had 8 years to fix these problems. Now, Pierre Poilievre had a response to this, the question of, are you drumming up fear? Why? What do you have to say about Justin Trudeau saying this about what your campaign is saying?
Are you concerned about the idea that you are being portrayed to Canadians as angry?
I think that the people who can't pay their rent would realize that whether I told them or not. Do you really think that the single mother who has seen her rent go up by 100% under Trudeau wouldn't have noticed if I didn't say it? Do you think the 1.5 million people who are forced to go to food banks because Trudeau's driven their food prices up so much wouldn't have noticed if I didn't say it out loud? Do you think the 35-year-old who would have easily been able to afford a home in his 20s when I was the minister responsible, but is now stuck in his parents' basement, wouldn't have noticed that he's living in a basement had I not said it? Do you think that the 500 people who came out to a crime town hall in Timmins because they no longer feel safe in their community wouldn't have noticed all the crime in their city had I not said it out loud? Justin Trudeau and some of his supporters in the media are really concerned that Canadians are angry with him. I'm concerned that Canadians can't afford to live and that they're not safe in their communities. Justin Trudeau is upset that I'm saying things are broken. Maybe he should stop breaking them.
That's pretty strong. And this is exactly what I was saying early in the video. What Canadians are actually thinking. And it's refreshing when you hear a politician actually say it out loud. And this is the whole thing that has been the frustration for Canadians for the past 8 years, is that things are falling apart around them, but they're being told, no, everything is good. You just are looking at it wrong. And that's frustrating, and that will anger people, absolutely. But, Justin Trudeau, he's got an image issue to handle, so he goes out and takes photo shoots. He went out to ride the TTC with his security detail here from Glenda M. Apparently, Trudeau was spotted by his personal photographer riding the TTC surrounded by a security detail and hand-picked riders. Absolutely stunning. It's just so great to see him so courageous in this new Canada. Oh God, it's just, you can't make this up. But hey, his deputy prime minister is out there telling people about just what she's doing to help out, pressed on rising fuel prices. Chrystia Freeland, who has a chauffeur, says she doesn't own a car. She tells the public that no, she enjoys taking walks. She likes to, when she's in Toronto, take the TTC. Of course, nobody spotted her on the TTC. And she likes to walk and get about and do all these things. It turns out that is not exactly true. The news started breaking about this after she'd made the claim. Documents. Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland makes frequent use of a government-issued car and chauffeur in Toronto. Expense accounts records contradict Freeland's claim Friday that she avoided car travel and attended meetings on foot or by public transit. This was broken by the Blacklock's reporter that came with receipts. Here we go. The driver, chauffeur named Mr. Labelle, drives Chrystia Freeland. He billed 28 days in expenses, mainly in Toronto, where Chrystia Freeland claims she never used chauffeurs. Freeland calls this blatant misinformation, and that's the new buzzword for politicians that don't like the truth to be told. It's just misinformation when you talk about what's happening. But this is evident in the polling, not only polling, but people putting their money where their mouth is. There is tremendous support in Q2 for the Conservative Party at this point, with fundraising reaching nearly $8 million compared to the $3 million that was raised for the LPC. Now, I brought this up before. This might just be a lot of corporate donors also jumping ship because they see that the Conservatives are clearly going to be the winners in the next election. To what extent, we don't know yet, but it's clear that people are just done with the Liberals. They're done with the NDP. They don't want to sacrifice their vote for the Liberals, give it to the NDP, for Jagmeet Singh to only just give it back to the Liberals with the coalition they've been doing. So here we have it breaking. As political pundits across Canada analyze the recent shift in polling data, the upcoming 2025 federal election is shaping up to be a game changer. And of course, this is the Conservatives up way above the Liberals for the next one. Now, the question is going to be, how far is it going to get us into the situation where we have a majority or a minority government on the Conservative side? Will it be enough for the Liberals to take the government with the NDP coalition? Only time will tell. This is why a lot of people have rumored that there may be a fall election coming up if Trudeau wants to hold on to power any longer, but that would be at the risk of losing it all, obviously, in that case. Now, they're still doubling down on their idiotic policies, though. Here's Chrystia Freeland talking about how economies work and how we sell our products to foreign countries.
Failure to have a climate plan is actually the death knell for the Canadian economy. People will not want to buy the stuff we make in Canada if we are not making it in a green way. People will not want to visit our country if they do not see that we are energetically embracing the green transition. They'll go to places that are embracing that. So I really believe very, very strongly that our green policy is an economic growth policy.
So this wasn't a gaffe. The Liberal Party actually used this as a soundbite to put on their Twitter page. It sounds like a gaffe because anyone with a level head would say, oh, so, countries like China and India that are the biggest polluters on the planet, nobody would buy their products based on this statement. They're buying their products. They're buying their products. Consumers are unaware of what it is that they're purchasing and where the stuff is coming from for the most part. And they're even when people say that they're going to do a thing, they don't necessarily do that in actuality. So this is the truth of the matter. But hey, Chrystia Freeland thinks that people won't come to Canada if we don't virtue signal. They won't want to see Whistler. They won't want to come and see the Niagara Falls. They won't want to come and see some of the many great things here in Canada if we're just not green enough. I doubt that wholeheartedly. Anyway, we'll leave this one with you guys. Leave your comment in the comment section down below. What do you think about Trudeau's, his new adversary himself with his new policies, jumping at the opportunity to say that Pierre Poilievre is just being a big meanie? Is Pierre being a big meanie? Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.